Chapter 12, Global Marketing Strategies. Approaches to international market entry. The strategies for entry into international markets must be selected based on objectives, investment capacity, risk-bearing capacity, and the level of control wanted by the firm. Some of the popular strategies are as follows. Exporting. In this case, the products or services manufactured in the domestic country are sold in foreign markets. For example, a U.S. clothing manufacturer exports them to retailers in Europe. Licensing. Under this strategy, a firm allows another foreign entity to produce products under its brand name and charges them for royalties or fees against it. For example, a software company licensing its technology to a local partner in Asia. Franchising. This involves giving another firm the right to run a business under the firm's brand and way of doing business in return for the payment of franchise fees and royalties. For instance, McDonald's uses franchising to market the globe. Joint venture. It requires that a firm combine its resources, risks, and benefits in a foreign market with local firms. For instance, an automobile company may tie up with a local company to manufacture and sell automobiles in a new country. Direct investment. A company establishes new operations or acquires existing businesses in a foreign market. This method provides maximum control but has huge investments and higher risks. For example, a multinational setting up a manufacturing plant in a new market brings it closer to the local demand. Joint projects. The firm joins hands with the foreign associate for a specific project and does not establish a fully fledged joint venture firm. For example, a technology firm may partner with regional distributors to enter the target market by leveraging each other's core competencies. Designing cross-culture marketing strategies. Designing effective marketing strategies across diversified cultural environments requires an understanding of cultural differences and preferences of the people belonging to a local culture. Cultural sensitivity. This means there has to be respect and understanding towards the cultural norms, values, and practices of others so that no misinterpretation or perception is formed. For example, modification of advertising message as per local cultural value and taking care about photograph/image usage which may hurt other sentiments. Localization versus standardization. How far the marketing material should be adapted to local taste versus the need for a consistent global brand image needs to be determined at the company level. Example, product packaging and advertisements are localized, but the core brand message remains the same. Language and communication. Translation alone is not enough. It has to be cultural for communication to go through. This adaptation to idiomatic expressions is done by native speakers to be clear and culturally relevant. Consumer behavior and preferences. It studies local consumer behaviors, preferences, and buying habits, enabling suitable marketing strategies to be developed. These could be in terms of modifying product features or promotional strategies to suit local consumer preferences. Regulatory and legal compliance. Local regulations and legal requirements on marketing, advertisement, and product standards are to be addressed. This shall also include compliance with the local advertising practices, health claims, and regulations on product safety. Global branding and positioning. It becomes essential that a firm has brand identity consistency across international markets, yet responds to local tastes and competitive conditions. Brand consistency. Consistency in brand image and message across all markets fuels global recognition and trust. Of course, some minor adaptations may be necessary for local tastes, but the brand logo and key messages should be kept the same. Local adaptation. It helps the modification of brand elements so that they reflect the local cultural values and consumer tastes. For instance, brand imagery and message can be adapted to the regional look and feel. Differentiation. Formulate unique selling propositions that focus on competitive advantages that are relevant to the brand in target markets. For example, product features of the brand addressing regional needs and tastes would differentiate it from the other brands. Brand architecture. This would also involve how much of a brand portfolio is structured in a way that allows local variation while enabling coherence overall. This might be realized through regional sub-brands or main brand variations to respond to specific market needs. Positioning strategies. The positioning strategy must, therefore, be very clearly spelled out, precisely stating what value proposition and competitive positioning the brand would have in each market. For instance, A luxury brand positioned as a status symbol in high-income markets would talk more about value and quality in price-sensitive markets. International campaign management. International marketing campaign management deals with planning, execution, and monitoring across countries to achieve both global objectives and adaptation to local market conditions. Campaign planning. It consists of detailed planning that clearly expresses objectives, target audiences, and marketing tactics for each market. For instance, creating a global campaign plan and then localizing strategies based on market research is important. Coordination and integration. It implies that efficient implementation of marketing activity across several markets and channels enables a consistent brand message as it deals with coordinating advertising, public relations, and internationally arranged promotions. Budget management. Resources are allocated to ensure that the return on investment is optimized across markets, using the distribution of the marketing budget commensurate to market potential and strategic priorities. Performance monitoring. Various metrics for a campaign include sales, market share, and brand awareness. Campaign regional KPIs have to be kept track of with effectiveness for deciding future strategies. Adaptation and optimization. Calibration of campaigns given performance data and local market feedback is very essential. For example, the fine-tuning of advertising messages or promotional strategies given market performance and consumer feedback would make the offering more effective. Challenges and opportunities in global markets. Businesses face a variety of challenges and opportunities operating in global markets, some of which are discussed below. Challenges. Cultural differences. This involves managing cultural norms, values, and consumer behavior which may impact marketing efficacy. For instance, consumer tastes and expectations differ from one region to the other. Regulatory barriers. All countries differ in their laws, regulations, and standards to which obedience has to be made. This shall include, amongst others, adherence to local advertisement laws, labeling, and privacy laws. Economic instability. Dealing with economic fluctuations, foreign currency volatility, and varying economic conditions can affect operations. For example, changes in the currency exchange rate and inflation may affect pricing. Political and legal risks. The company needs to address political instability, trade restrictions, and legal problems in foreign markets. Hence, risks of unfavorable changes in trade policies or political upheaval should be minimized. Opportunities. Market expansion. Entering high growth, emerging markets with untapped consumer demographics have much to offer. Expanding into the fast-growing economies of Asia or Africa can tap into the rise of the middle class. Diversification. Looking for international opportunity and diversification of streams, the expectation is to reduce dependence upon the domestic market and have balanced risk across regions. Innovation and learning. Info and innovations of various markets can be utilized all over the world. Adopting local strategies or product features that work in one country gives the firms very useful advantages elsewhere. Building global competitive advantage. Firms will have a more competitive advantage due to their strong brand presence globally. It brings about economies of scale in marketing activities. Global marketing and distribution networks have to be built up to execute this. Conclusion. Global marketing strategies are techniques for market entry and success in international markets. Development of appropriate cross-cultural marketing strategies, global branding management, and international campaign coordination are critical for both harnessing opportunities and surmounting challenges to business growth and competitive advantage.